So welcome back to another highlight from my Mayhem OCB Hunter run on 2.9.13. And this is the first time I've ever been invaded by another faction. The Terrans actually caught me off guard, and they just launched an invasion on Heretic's End, which is one of my border systems down here. I have a border with them um, and the sector Mercury. And I've been to Mercury a few times to harass them, but their fleet is simply way too powerful. So what was happening right now is I'm not really prepared for this. I don't have any orbital platforms in Heretic's End. My fleets are currently occupied doing other things, although I am trying to recall them as fast as possible. I was busy invading the sector Circle of Labor, and if we look real quick in Circle of Labor, you can see my fleet. I had just given them the command to invade the sector, and they're spreading out to go blow up all those stations. I'm actually at war with the Argon, Terran, Boron, Paranid, and ATF all at once. So I was fighting the Argon faction up there to get that last sector of theirs, so they can stop all of their traders passing through my territory. But then I got the notification that the Terrans want to play in Heretic's End. So I've never actually done a defense before. And this is probably not going to go well, because my MLCC fleets are not available right now either. Alright, here they come. Oh boy, that's a Kyoto. That's a very tough M2. What else we got? We got Yokohamas, those are pretty weak. And Nagoya, perfect. This is actually one of my favorite carriers in the game. Well, that means, unfortunately, we have Terran fighters to deal with. And Terran fighters are nasty. Some of them can even have gamma ray cannons, and others have ridiculous shields, and they usually always have very strong turret coverages. So that reminds me, I can use the EMP. I've never actually used EMP before, but I think it uses 100,000 energy cells, and it just nukes all shields on all ships. I don't know if it affects my ships as well. Ah, shoot. Okay. Looks like I don't have any shields. So I do have a local carrier group. I have my J and 2 turns. They have a few assorted ships. Let's see. Let's rally the fleet. Call to arms, fleet. Patrol sectors, Heretic's End. And they should be launching their fighters. Okay, I need to get my fleet to stop invading Circle of Labor. Let's see. Let's tell them all to attack something near the center of Heretic's End. That way they all jump in. Okay, so here's my fighters. Oh, I see what happened. One of my turns jumped towards the center of the sector and launched all of its fighters. Alright, looks like the fleet's here. So let's tell the fleet commander, broadcast all fleet ships, attack all enemies. Okay, I need to, let's see, I will go to the west gate. My personal ship is going to get back here. I have a few ships that I haven't assigned to fleets yet. Let's see, Heretics and west gate. Sorry, it's really hard to explain what's going on right now because there's so many actions I need to be taking. Oh, perfect. OCB and C-turns. Okay, this may have been really stupid. I may have crushed my own ship with another one of mine coming out of the gate. This is going to be close. So I need to switch my personal ship because my crate has been nuked from the Ion EMP. Okay, I need to grab the jump beacon. Let's see. Where's the jump beacon? Okay. Just jump to sector. Far point. Alright, let's get in there. So I have a K. I haven't assigned this to a fleet yet because I don't have a MLCC Starliner equipment dock ready just yet. It looks like my fleet is doing pretty well against the center area of the Terran fleet. These Terrans are definitely scaled down because they're invading me. So in Mayhem, when fleets are invading the player, they get scaled down pretty significantly. I also have, let's see, over here, I have a whole bunch of fully outfitted Verdandi is just ready to go, but I don't have a carrier for them yet. My boarding crews are currently boarding a shark, I believe, which can carry all of them, but I don't have a way of getting them here. I suppose the lesson is I need to have them have jump drives, which they already do, because on Mayhem all ships have jump drives, but they need to be the template needs to have energy cells, so I don't have a way to get them here. So hopefully my MLCC forces have returned home by now so I can resummon them. Unfortunately, my MLCC forces don't usually... The Starliner docks are not located at the origin of the sector. I usually put the sanctuary there. Let's see, we've got a group of corvettes chasing down the Yokohama. Looks like the main southern quadrants of the sector belong to me under control. We've just got that Kyoto to deal with and some fighters. So this is definitely not the fastest ship in the world, this K.
Terran battle group, Kyoto. Terran battle group, Cutlass. Attention, one of your...
Oh shoot, looks like all the fighters have been aggroed on me. So let's see, hopefully my corvettes have been... Of course they can't. Oh, it's because I turned them off. Hopefully my corvettes at least can come in time to save me. I don't know if they've been returned home or not. Okay, 34 of them. Alright, some of them have at least made it back. Let's see, my K, this ship is actually fresh off the production line. It's using a bunch of cheap gamma ray cannons, but I haven't had a chance to put it on a fleet yet. That's the nature of Mayhem. All of these battles and events come up so quickly and so frequently that you barely have time to do anything. And as you saw with the message, I've got OCV in 60 minutes, and I think they're bringing M2s. Alright, so it looks like a group of my corvettes from the main fleet, the salvage fleet, has engaged the Kyoto, and its hull strength is actually ridiculously low. I'm very shocked at that. I know a lot of... For some reason, the way Mayhem is balanced, a lot of the hull strengths of the ships are like, like only an eighth or like a fourth of their shield strengths, especially for M4s. So once the shields go down, the hull goes down only in a fraction of the time. So with EMP, this Kyoto loses to like 8 corvettes. This is actually very unexpected. I expected that Kyoto to destroy all the corvettes. Alright, looks like our fighter group over here is chasing down some Terran fighters. This poor guy is surrounded, getting blasted from all sides. Alright, so this invasion is actually, again, I completely overestimated it. I was able to rally a lot of my forces in time to save the sector. And the Terrans, honestly, they did not bring a lot. I wish there... I'm sure there is a way to turn off them scaling back when they invade the player, because I'm pretty sure I could have handled a full proper strength battle group with my combined forces here from all my different fleets and the EMP cannon, but they scaled it down and only brought 2 capital ships. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this fight directly to Mercury, and I'm going to see if those ships came from the Mercury battle groups. So let's retreat all MLCC. Let's have the... Where's my commander? So my salvage fleet has I just use a sanctuary as a home base so they can just get energy cells. And we'll let the carrier group, which is just the J and the 2 turns, I'll let them finish off the rest. So all of these Verdandis have 8 plasma guns, and they have EMPCs on the front and back turrets, so they're very formidable. These are some very heavy fighters. ATF fighters are perhaps the best in the game. They're expensive, but I have a second shipyard full-time producing nothing but Verdandis on a loop. And I just have a ridiculous amount of them. Like I said, I'm still trying to get the carriers sorted out, but there's just been so many battles lately. I've been having to attend to these all at once, all over the different parts of my borders. So they should make short work of that Corvette. That's a really nice Corvette. Those make good player ships, a lot better than this K I'm flying around now. Let's see. I'll probably use a different ship, but let's see if we can take the fight to Mercury now. Should probably have an advanced satellite. Let's see. Let's tell my original ship to follow me. And we are going to go invade Mercury because they should be weakened. Well, it's a wild guess actually to see if to say that Mercury is the battle group that launched it, because I believe they can any battle group can launch an invasion against any border to their entire territory. I think that's how it works. So the Terran territory is extremely vast. Let's see what's going on here. Alright. On my personal ship, I don't normally have it on auto jump. I don't have a chance to repair it because this is my sector Nathan's Voyage, where I have my main shipyard that I do repairs at, and as you can see, the recent War of the Argon has made it completely incapable of repairing ships because you can't repair while hostile ships are in a sector. So that's why I've been invading Circle of Labor to try and get rid of these traffic lanes that go all the way through Nathan's Voyage. And I was actually planning on being allies with the Argon, but I noticed one of my ships derped out and started attacking them, or something happened, but I went from reputation +7 to -2 in like a minute. And I decided to just roll with it because more wars are always more fun. Let's see, Farpoint, what's going on here? Oh, that's interesting. Looks like my fleet commander does not have quantum jump speed. Oh, wait, it does. I don't know what it's doing. And yeah, now I've got random Argon ships all over my sectors, so I'm busy trying to clean that up. Although I probably should save my fleet for the OCV invasion that's going to happen very soon. But I'd rather launch an invasion on the Terran, so let's go ahead and do that. Grab some advanced satellites. Heretics, and I haven't really done anything with this. Oh shoot, looks like we have a group of Terrans up in the top right. So let's rally the carrier group, and then let's tell the fleet commander to attack up there. And I don't think all of these corvettes really have what it takes to destroy a silicon mine. Let's see. Oh shoot, the shields are down. We do need to go respond to that. I'm actually going to beam back to my original ship for this. Let's see. We can get the... We need the jump beacon back out of the K. And we need to go up there and fight them off. So the thing with invasions and Mayhem is that invaders will always spread out and attack all the stations, including your own invaders when you decide to invade a sector, such as like I was doing in Circle of Labor. And that means when you have mining sectors where the asteroids are all over the place, you're not going to be able to catch all the little annoying OCV ships. And did my engine just fail? My engine just failed. It's another downside to using boarded ships as your personal ship, is that you don't know what build quality they are. Farpoint. Let's see. Alright, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it there in time, so I need to do something drastic. I need to get all fighters on board, or something like that. Let's see, what options do I have? I can't... The closest jump point is the north gate. Let's see. How many ships are landed? Alright, I'm going to jump my Xenon J to the north gate.
Argon sector M148J.
I thought I told it to jump.
Command accepted.
And then I'm going to try and launch the fighters to get there ahead of me.
Station.
Let's see, what's the silicon mine at? It's at half health.
J.
Alright, landed ships. Let's have them attack.
Command accepted.
We've got a poor dock agent trying to get over there. It's probably going to die, but I just made a batch of 10 more dock agents. Okay. And you can see in the distance, we've just launched the angry swarm of Verdandis.
Turn. Verdandi.
And they'll be able to get there before I do, but definitely don't stand I really can't stand to lose that silicon mine. Of course I can just rebuild it, but silicon is always the resource you will be short of in Mayhem. What's going on down here? Looks like we've got some pirates drifting in. Thankfully my other turn and its fighters have been on hand to deal with them in the center of the sector. So that's another thing. I've been leading a campaign against the pirates. I just took Spires of Illusion. I haven't had a chance to set up that sanctuary yet. They have a big shipyard in Cigaris, but I've been fighting on that front too. And I've also been fighting Circle of Labor from the Argon. And now, the Terrans decided to open up a third front of the war, so this is just... Hence why the mod is named Mayhem. It's truly mayhem. You have to deal with so much at a time. It's just absolute chaos. Alright, the Verdandis got there. I was probably way too slow to react. I should have been paying better attention during the actual fight rather than worrying about my player ship, because I wasn't really in any danger in the first place. But I'm probably going to lose this mine. Especially as all the Verdandis are missing and hitting the mine behind their targets.
Verdandi.
See, we've got a whole bunch of them coming in. Looks like that Corvette is shooting a starboard shockwave cannon, which is surprising. I didn't know Corvettes could use that weapon. It's probably a Satanta. Yeah, their front weapons can use some heavy frigate weapons. We used to use those as player ships in LU all the time. Well, silicon mine's still hanging in there. Let's see. It's at 7%. Yeah, there's no way I can get there in time. But hopefully my Verdandis can finish this off before it's too late. Gosh, I hate seeing those SSC shots hitting the asteroid. That's another one down. Let's see, we've got 2 more. Silicon mine's at 5%. Ships really need to come kill this Shuri over here. Or it might be a Katana, I don't know. They look exactly the same. Ah, shoot. That one's attacking the... let's see, let's force them to attack the Shuri. Got more complexes we have to worry about. Should be preparing for OC feed events as well, because that invasion is going to be nasty, and I don't think I forget what sector they're actually invading. I don't know. Probably one of our orbital weapons platforms. Silicon mine at 2%. Let's see. Alright, this Tucon's being engaged. It's shooting antimatter at the silicon mine. Can't even see the health bar anymore. 1%. Looks like the Verdandis have finally found the Shuri over here. 0%. Yeah, I probably lost the line. And there it goes. Well, that's a shame. Let's see. I'll just build another one. Though, I don't know if the asteroid is actually gone. Well, shoot. That asteroid is now completely gone. So those pirates, I mean the Terrans, have completely removed that asteroid from existence. So that resource is gone now. So let's rally back our J. What is going on in Farpoint? Let's see. Let's have them attack all enemies in Farpoint. Or we could just tell one of our landed ships to deal with that. Okay, when was the OCV? 1516. We are at 42, so another about 30 in-game minutes until they launch the invasion. Definitely not enough time to wait a minute. Definitely not enough time to launch an invasion against the Terrans, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. I'm probably not going to end up saving this if I do go for the invasion. Let's see. I'm not going to use the carrier group. I'm just going to use MLCC and... Ah, shoot. I can't use this ship because this ship doesn't have shields right now. Which is a shame because I like this ship. It has way more firepower than it has any right to be using, and it's a lot more nimble than this K over here. Makes a good ship for boarding. Alright, let's grab our jump beacon back, and let's head into... Let's not invade Mercury. Let's go invade Earth. Because Mercury has a terrible sun that's really bright. I guess the Mayhem randomizer doesn't change the suns because the Mercury sun is so bright that it's not really practical to play in that sector. Oh, they don't really have anything in here. Just about 2 ships. It's not really worth the fight. Let's see what they have at the moon sector. Oh, this is more like it. Verdandi immediately. Okay, that's not Verdandi. Valhalla, the big one. Alright, let's schedule a jump. Let's see, all fleet ships, attack, the moon, the Valhalla, or whatever I told them to attack. Let's jump back to the center after this to go back up our fleet. So this sector has the bright sun as well. That's a shame. Alright, so I've got the full forces of my empire all involved in revenge striking the Terrans. I've got the full salvage fleet and I've got the full MLCC forces. Lots of corvettes. I don't have my fighters or my carrier groups with me. But by whittling down the Terrans like this, it'll reduce... they'll have to build back up before they can launch more invasions. Okay, jumping back to the center was certainly not a smart idea. Hopefully we can at least take out that Valhalla. Let's tell the fleet commander to attack all enemies rather than whatever the original orders were. Alright, we'll probably have to jump out of here. Thankfully that Solaris wasn't running shadow missiles. Those things can be really nasty if they decide to actually use their missile turrets.
Alert. Missile closing.
It's another thing I haven't really set up yet. I have production of high-yield missiles, and I have thousands of them sitting in storage, but I don't have any templates set up to use them. I suppose I can put them on M6s, but fighters are also good for missiles, but I haven't had time to set those up yet. There's just simply way too many things to juggle in a game of Mayhem to worry about setting all that up. Higher priority things. Like already, I'm supposed to be setting up OCV defenses. I need to redevelop Heretic's End. There's a complex I was supposed to deploy. I have idle Marines right now. I need to be boarding another Xenon capital ship or something along the lines of that. But yeah, this is Mayhem. Sorry it's been kind of just rambly, but this game just requires so much focus. It's quite hard to put thoughts into words while you're playing this game. There's just so much going on and so much you have to manage at once. And it looks like I do have the capacity to clear this sector. So what I would do is I would destroy one of their stations, and then that would call in adjacent battle groups, and then you can just farm all the battle groups and whittle down an entire empire's fighting force. And that's what I was doing with the Argon in Circle of Labor just before I started recording this. And I destroyed one of their entire battle groups. And then I had gone ahead and started attacking the stations, but now I've been distracted by the Terrans. And pretty soon I'm going to be distracted by the OCV, and likely the Cigaris shipyard is going to launch another mega invasion on Spires of Illusion, and I'll have to go deal with that. And now that I'm at war with the Argons, who knows until they launch an invasion of their own. Got to love Mayhem. Our corvettes have locked onto something. It's a Kuriudo. Those are very good destroyers. All of the Terran ships are really good. The way they're balanced is that they have the best stats in the game, but they have to use Terran weapons, which are among the worst. At least that's how it was in other mods. I'm not sure about Mayhem. Mayhem rebalanced a lot of the lasers. It looks like my fleet will be able to clear the sector just fine, so Osaka might give me some trouble, but as the fleet gets more spread out, I'll probably start regrouping them and stuff like that. Let's see, 22 is when the invasion's, no, 16 is when the invasion's coming, so about 25 more minutes until OCV madness starts. But yeah, if you haven't played Mayhem yet, I highly recommend it. There isn't really a Star Wars mod for it that's in a playable state yet. I've been too distracted playing vanilla Mayhem, as you can see here, to be working on that, and there's Star Wars OU work to be done as well. But it's certainly a very fun mod. It's basically a giant 4X strategy game, and it just requires so much focus. There's so many things that need to be happening at once, so much management you have to be doing, and that's definitely an improvement from Litcube's universe in my eyes, because in LU it's kind of just, wait till you have enough money to buy the next Saturn complex hub, make more money, wait till you have enough money to buy the next one, and that's really all there is to it until you have infinite money, and then you only have a big battle at the end. But here, I'm fighting a lot of real wars that really matter, and that Silicon Mine, it affects my whole empire's ability to project power and, build ships and build weapons and all of those other things. So every little thing has an impact on the greater strategy game going on here. And me wiping out that Valhalla definitely set the Terrans back. It's going to be a while before this shipyard, the Moon shipyard, can launch another invasion on something else. It's going to have to rebuild its fleet. Speaking of which, I do have idle Marines, and a Terran ship would be an excellent target. I just need to wait till my crate has its shields back up, and I need to deal with the more pressing matters at hand, like the Argon. We've got Argon issues in my shipyard sector. Alright, that's basically all there is to this. This is just kind of a rambling mess, but I wanted to share it. Turns out I overestimated the Terrans again. I always overestimate it. I think, okay, this is going to be great, right? It's a huge battle in my sector, but it turned out the EMP is quite overpowered. So anyway, I highly recommend this mod if you haven't tried it already.